It's time for another round of
Pat GPT.
And our topic for today is what's on tap for season 12. All right, ready to go. Pat GPT, start generating. Well, can you believe we're on season 12? I mean, it's kind of amazing. I launched this puppy in 2018. We're in 2024. We've done more than 200 interviews. And we're on season 12. And as you know, I like to have a theme. Just a theme in my head to bring things together over the course of the season. And so this season, I've been thinking about it. I want it to be this, the power of creativity. Now, why? Why? I'm going to tell you that, and then after I'm going to tell you who we're having on the show, because we've been working hard on that. But why have I chosen creativity? It's because there is something out there in the ether that wants me to talk and think about creativity, and I'm going to tell you why. In the past week, 2 former guests of this show have brought creativity right into our conversations and kind of pushed it. You know when you take like a dog and you put its nose in its own wee-wee? Well, what's the positive version of that? Whatever that would be is what I've had with these 2 former guests of the show around creativity. The first thing was last week, John Levy, who's been on the show, he wrote a book called You're Invited, and he throws these dinner parties that are called influencer dinners, where he invites a bunch of people who don't know each other, and then those people cook a meal together and you try to guess what people do, and then you reveal what you actually do. And so I cooked a meal with a group of people that included former CEO of an auction house, the editor-in-chief of a magazine, like all these interesting people. And I'm doing this thing, and like the last time I did this a couple years ago, the first time I did one of these dinners, people were like, they thought I was like a tech CEO, which kind of, I was like, I'll take that. Some people thought I was a Wall Streeter, which I used to be, so I guess it's still there a little bit. But this time around, people were like, you do something creative. And they all had different versions of what that was. But they were like, you have a creative, you're giving off that you're a creative person. And I thought to myself, wow, that's really interesting. I wonder what I'm giving off that people think I'm so creative. And maybe you guys know, but I was just sort of like, I mean, I'm totally down for it, but I don't necessarily think I'm giving off that kind of vibe. Apparently I am. And so I was intrigued, and I actually felt nice about that. I was like, oh, thanks a lot for saying that. That's cool. So that happened. And then just yesterday, I was talking to Ricardo Sunderland, who wrote a book called The Energy Advantage. He was on season 11. He works at Egon Zehnder. He's like a really talented coach. And I was asking him, because I started this coaching company, the X Quotient, I was just getting his advice. And he was asking me why I'm doing this work, and I was explaining and why I got into the coaching game, what attracted me to it. And he said, well, you haven't mentioned creativity. And I was like, yeah, I haven't. Why do you say that? And he said, because I think of you as a very creative person, and you should bring that. That's one of the things you can really bring into your work. And I'm surprised you didn't mention it. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. There's something there. So you put those 2 things together. Clearly, creativity is something I need to think about more, because I was a really creative kid. That's the thing. In fact, I think I was actually in Creative Kids magazine when I was in 4th grade. I wrote a sonata. But then somehow the universe, the world, educational systems beat it out of me, and now I'm getting it back. And so it's weird. I think of creativity as sort of this childhood thing, or something that's like, I don't know, something that's like an indulgence, but in fact, it's a superpower, and it can be an incredible resource as you build things. So I want to focus on creativity for all of us, and that'll be in the kinds of people we have on the show. You'll see there's a lot of creative people, and also in the things I talk about on Pat GPT. So if you have ideas, find me. I want to hear them. All right, I'm going to talk about who's on tap for season 12 after the break, so we will be right back. Until then, be creative.
FOMO.
All right, everybody. Season 12, the power of creativity. That's our mantra. And here is who we have on tap. We are starting the season hot with Guy Kawasaki. Now, many of you have heard of Guy. If you have not, he was the chief evangelist at Apple. And he's gone on to a bunch of other really fascinating roles. He has a new book out. I love him. He's an awesome guy. You're going to see energy is so good with Guy. Then we're going on to Michael Wolf. He is the CEO of Resort Pass, which is this app that allows you to book hotel pools and other kind of hotel experiences for day stays and stuff like that. Just raised money during the VC winter from people like Jessica Alba, Gwyneth Paltrow, some VC firms. We talk about that. We talk about his portfolio career and how he contrasts that to running a company. Super interesting conversation. Then we have a really special one. Freddie Vega is going to be on the show. He is the CEO of Platzi, the largest ed tech company in Latin America. And that's a special one because we're going to drop 2 episodes that week, one in Spanish, one in English. So if you speak both, you get an hour. If you speak one, you get half an hour. If you want to practice one or the other, you can do that too, because the 2 combos are a little different. We have the CEO of Lovo Chocolate coming on to talk about this incredible non-dairy chocolate brand from Switzerland. I have tried this chocolate. It's delicious. We have Anna Harmon, the CEO of Studs, this really interesting chain of retailers that has kind of revitalized the entire industry of getting your ears pierced. We have Payam Zamani, very successful entrepreneur who talks about his journey escaping Iran to make it to California to become a successful entrepreneur, but then to crash again and then build a new thing. And just an interesting life story there. We have Shalini Sharma, CEO of Zern. A quarter of children in schools in the United States use Zern to learn math, practice math. She's written a new book about how to cultivate math in children and in yourself, adults too. We got Simon Shaw. He's the guy who auctioned the Scream for over $100 million at Sotheby's. Fascinating. We talk about FOMO. We talk about auctions. We have some other special guests coming down the line. Esther Dyson, a legend in the tech world. We have Seth Godin, legendary author, and many, many more. So we have a really good season. I still have some slots open I'm trying to figure out. But I have to say, I don't think I've had a season that has been this baked, this far in advance in terms of like having the guests booked and agreeing to come on, or even some shows taped. And so it's just been a good, I don't know, we're just getting, and these are like, just again, creative people, smart people, builders. You're going to love it. So that's what we got on tap for the season. If you have ideas, questions, suggestions, whatever you want, reach out to me. You can find me at letsconnect@patrickmcginnis.com, on Instagram at Patrick J. McGinnis, on LinkedIn, on Twitter at PJ McGinnis, everywhere. Check out our YouTube channel, FOMO Sapiens. Share our show. Listen to us on Spotify. Go on TikTok, Patrick J. McGinnis. We're all there. Just go check it out. And I look forward to spending many more quality hours with you in season 12. Until then, take care of yourselves, FOMO Sapiens, and Pat GPT, stop generating.
FOMO.
FOMO Sapiens is recorded in New York City. Theme music is by Mike McGinnis, and editing and post-production is by Josh Elstro. If you like today's show, please be sure to rate it and recommend it to your friends. And as always, you can find me at FOMOSapiens.com and at PatrickMcGinnis.com. To advertise on FOMO Sapiens, reach out to contact@FOMOSapiens.com.